Hello, it's 7:26, and we will start. Let's go. So I will stream not long today, probably 1 hour 15 minutes till 8:45. I want to sleep early. I'll just plan what to do. I have to shave also. 8:45 तक we'll see what to do, and then first tomorrow सुबह morning को उठना ही है. Probably more of anat and हाँ biochem तो करने हैं आज जो biochem में से I have to read it now. Plus I can renal तो पढ़ लिया था मैंने, तो I just plan and planning has to be done properly. For anat exam also generally, plus planning for anat tomorrow, right? So I'll just be back in like 2 minutes. Till then, you can also put your goals till then. Hello, good evening. Hello, J-Top. Hello, Ansh. Hello, Arnav. Hi, Ranvi. ओके चलो वी हैव टू आई हैव टू फिनिश आज का बायोकेम जो भी पढ़ा है वो मुझे आज खत्म ही करना है रीनल आई read before so no point doing again I can revise it but not priority है क्या priority नहीं तो it's okay hello MS how do you maintain consistency hi Sagar I don't know I like studying now हो जाता है I just like keeping myself accountable I like hard work molecular biology and today we did chapter 36 onward. We'll take a break at 8:50. We can discuss also at 8:50. Okay. Till then, I think I'll just directly start with biochem. ये पूरा आज किया Wait, so apoptosis and all is done? Really? No, ये सब तो नहीं है. Okay, so there's classification of mutagens. I do not think all this was covered. Probably so we'll cover it later. Six, 78 and then हॅलो महक हॅलो अदिती हॅलो पियुषा नीट एक्झाम किती मार्क्स आहे मला 710 होते सल्यूट युअर हार्ड वर्क थँक यू सो मच अप्रिशिएट दैट ओके चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट आई स्लीप एट 9:15 9:30 आइडियली आई ट्राई बाय 9:30 9:55 हो जाता है आइडियली 9:15 to 9:30 आई एम ट्राइंग टू trying my best but 9:30 to 10 currently but I'm sleeping late I know but I'm trying to reduce time pass ही करता हूँ ऐसे मतलब I can sleep earlier if I really put my mind. How was your day? Good. My paper also went well luckily. I don't know if I'll do well but For at least it's the best paper till now, currently, of my MBBS. So that's good. So now we have an upcoming ANAT exam. उसके लिए also have to prepare a lot. आता किती वाजता झोपणार? 9ला झोपेन. कारण आता मला खूप खूप करायचं आहे 9च्या आधी. चलो. ॲटलिस्ट बायोकॅम चॅप्टर होईल आणि स्केड्यूल बनवायचं आहे मला. वाह, इतने हार्ड. Thank you. Wait, today is it working? I think today it should work now. No reactions. Yes, maybe the manual is also not working. No. ठीक, चल. Chal, let's start. I'll keep it on if you want the audio. Sure. Of course I do. Inheritance, mutation, cell cycle, and control of gene expression. This is, I think, they directly started from genetic disorders. No? We start from genetic disorders. Yeah. Genetic disorders, the location of many genes have been identified on specific chromosomes. A spawn specific list is given in table 36.1. A selected list is given in 36.1. Genetic disorders of different types are given below. Chromosomal disorders are identified by karyotyping, that is trisomy 21. Single gene defects are sometimes identified by biochemical methods, that is phenylketonuria, and mitochondrial abnormalities and multifactorial disorders. So mitochondrial, multifactorial, single gene, and chromosomal. Single gene is PKU, chromosomal is trisomy of the entire 21st chromosome. Mutation is defined as the change in the nucleotide sequence of the DNA. Change in the nucleotide may be the gross, so that areas of chromosome maybe the gross or large areas of chromosome are changed, or maybe subtle with the change in one of the nucleus. Mutation may be defined as a abrupt, spontaneous origin of a new character. Statistically, out of every 10:6 division, one mutation takes place. 10:6 cell divisions में one mutation will take place. Now, treatment policy of genetic diseases: replace the end product of missing enzymes, administer thyroxine in familial goiter, limit the substrate of the missing enzyme. In phenylketonuria, reduce phenylalanine in the diet. In galactosemia, remove the lactose from the diet. Limit the substrate only. मतलब अगर एंजाइम नहीं होगा तो डोंट फीड दैट थिंग which the enzyme cannot digest. Then वो substance बढ़ेगा. Replace the missing protein. Administer anti-hemophilic globulin in hemophilia. And replace the missing protein. Anti-hemophilic globulin. In hemophilia. So replacing the missing protein, that is administering the anti-hemophilic globulin. An anterior abnormal enzyme is enhanced. Large quantities of vitamin B12 are useful in methylmalonic aciduria. Vitamin B12 are useful in methylmalonic aciduria. So B12 are used when you have methylmalonic aciduria. Large amounts of methylmalonic aciduria. And proteins like anti-hemophilic globulin in hemophilia. Hemophilic globulin, ठीक है. Quantities of vitamin B12 are used in methylmalonic aciduria. Methylmalonic aciduria may use large quantities of vitamin B12. Methylmalonic aciduria. Induction of coenzyme in the Crigler-Najjar syndrome. The glucuronil transferase enzymes can be induced by phenobarbital. In the Crigler-Najjar syndrome. Crigler-Najjar, you use glucuronil transferase enzyme to be induced by phenobarbital. So Crigler-Najjar. What is the name? Crigler-Najjar syndrome. At least I would have heard of the name. That's more important. Crigler-Najjar syndrome. Crigler-Najjar. Okay. So you have something called Crigler-Najjar syndrome, and in Crigler-Najjar we can use what? Barbie phenobarbital, which can be induced by glucuronil transferase enzyme, phenobarbital. Crigler-Najjar. So you have Crigler-Najjar syndrome, and in that you have phenobarbitons, which are induced by glucuronil transferase. Crigler-Najjar. ठीक है. Crigler-Najjar syndrome, barbeto, phenobarbital, and which is induced by glucuronil transferase. ठीक है, कुछ तो याद रह जाएगा. Subconscious memory will remember. Let's go. Gene therapy is still experimental stage, but may become common in the next generation. Now, genes in human chromosomes. Gene 1 is alkaline phosphatase, and gene 2 is alkaline phosphatase in the placental. And alkaline phosphatase of the liver, bone, and kidney is in gene 1. Okay. So alkaline phosphatase is in 1 and 2. Transferrin is in 3. Fibrinogen is in 4. HMG-CoA reductase 5. Major histocompatibility locus, MHC, is in 6. 7 is urea cycle enzymes and cystic fibrosis. So urea cycle is all in 7th chromosome. Carbonic anhydrase ka chromosome is 8th. Interferon is 9th. Hemoglobin beta, gamma, and delta. Beta, gamma, delta is 11th. Oh, 11th I think thalassemia. Alpha 16, beta 11. Beta, yes, let's go. So beta chain of hemoglobin is 11, because I had learned for NEET alpha 16, beta 11. Alpha 16, beta 11. Correct. So beta chain of hemoglobin is 11th chromosome. 12th is glyceraldehyde 3 dehydrogenase. 13 is immunoglobulin heavy chains. 14 is hemoglobin alpha chain. 19 is beta chain of HCG. Beta HCG. Oh, beta HCG. Damn, beta HCG. What test is that? Beta HCG test. Must be the pregnancy wala test. That's on chromosome 19. Now, adenosine deaminase, ADA. ADA deficiency is on 20th chromosome. Yeah, ADA. And the first girl to be, she was I think a 4-year-old girl, and her name also I remember. Kya naam tha uska? It was a very unique name. ADA deficiency. I won't forget. If I see it, I won't forget. ADA. Anyway, they won't ask, but still. SCID, SCID. So severe SCID, severe combined immunodeficiency syndrome. Immunodeficiency syndrome. Ashanti De Silva. Yes, Ashanti De Silva. Ashanti De Silva, 4-year-old girl, given ADA deaminase in I think 1990 or something. ADA deaminase, adenosine deaminase deficiency, and gene 20. It's located on gene 20. Gene 22 is immunoglobulin lambda chain. And chromosome X. X, you have glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase, anti-hemophilic globulin, HGPRTase. So HGPTRAs Duchenne types muscular dystrophy, and SRY, that is sex determining gene. SRY is the sex determining gene. Is SRY. SRY is something called sex determining gene. SRY is sex determining gene. So 1 and 2 is alkaline phosphatase. Alkaline phosphatase mein 1 is for liver, bone and placenta, liver, bone and kidney, and 2 is for placenta, 3 is for transferrin, 4 is fibrinogen. I should probably stick this somewhere and then learn it. Even though it doesn't seem so important, I feel long term it will be helpful. Sure, we'll take a pick anyways. Okay. HMG Koei should make a folder like an album. Huh. Let's make an album. Biochem important picks. I should. Why didn't I do this before? And then in the lecture, if I get any more good slides, I should put it in this. Nice, done. From now on, I will continue the system. Okay. Alkaline phosphatase is liver and bone. 3 is transferrin. Fourth pay you have fibrinogen. Fifth pay you have HMG-CoA reductase. Sixth is major histocompatibility locus. HMG-CoA reductase fifth. HMG-CoA reductase sixth is अपना MHC, major histocompatibility locus. MHC is very important. Seventh is urea cycle, very very important. So urea cycle enzymes and cystic fibrosis enzymes are all on the 7th chromosome. Now eighth is for carbonic anhydrase, ninth is for interferon. Interferons is ninth. Eighth is carbonic anhydrase. 11th is for hemoglobin B and beta, delta, and gamma, I guess. 12th is glyceraldehyde 3 phosphodehydrogenase. Glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate dehydrogenase is 12th. Glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate dehydrogenase 12th. 12th glyceraldehyde. 13 is immunoglobulin heavy chains. 14 is hemoglobin alpha chain. Wait, 14? Really? I thought it was 16. No way. I'm pretty sure it's 16. Wait, it's. Oh, I think one of them was manifesting as 14. But alpha chain of hemoglobin? Maybe that's for thalassemia. Chromosome. Two alpha globin genes are located close together in the region of chromosome 16, called as alpha globin locus. Exactly. That is called HbA1 gene. Okay, this is probably some other gene that they're talking about. This is called hemoglobin A chain. Okay, A chain, which alpha chain is 14. 19 is beta HCG, beta chain of HCG. 19 beta HCG, 19 beta HCG, 19 beta HCG. We can remember HCG matlab pregnancy. So 19. ठीक है, HCG pregnancy 19. ठीक है. 20 is ADA, adenosine deaminase, ADA. 22 is immunoglobulin lambda chain, and X में क्या आता है, glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase, anti-hemophilic globulin HGPRTase, and Duchenne type muscular dystrophy, and SRY, sex determining gene, is always on the Y chromosome, always. You have induction of enzyme Crigler-Najjar syndrome, phenobarbital. ठीक है, बस हो गया. कितना? Go ahead. So point mutation means change in one nucleotide. That can be a substitution, it can be a deletion. Either you're substituting with something else, either you're deleting it, either you're inserting something. So you're substituting, that won't change the frame. Frame will remain the same. Rest of the things will remain the same. But if you're deleting or if you're inserting, that will change everything. Everything. All of them may change to miss and nonsense or frame shift effects. Now substitution, replacement of purine by another purine, A to G or G to A, or pyrimidine by pyrimidine. Oh, that is called transition mutation. तो अगर प्यूरिन प्यूरिन से जा रहा है और pyrimidine pyrimidine से जा रहा है तो उसको ट्रांजिशन म्यूटेशन कहते हैं, बिकॉज यू आर ट्रांजिशनिंग फ्रॉम वन ग्रुप टू द सेम ग्रुप ओनली. Transitional mutation is purine to purine, pyrimidine to pyrimidine. If a purine is changed to a pyrimidine, that is A to C, and a pyrimidine to a purine, that is T to G, it is called as transversion. Okay. So either a purine becomes a pyrimidine or whatever. ठीक है, जो उल्टा होता है उसको ट्रांसवर्जन कहते हैं, और सेम ग्रुप में हुआ तो ट्रांजिशन कहता है. The point mutation is transcripted and translated so that defective gene produces an abnormal protein. Deletion may be large gene deletions, that is alpha thalassemia में entire gene only is deleted. And hemophilia ठीक है. Hemophilia is the bleeding disorder. I think that was linked to 11th chromosome, factor 8 deficiency. हाँ, right. Factor 8 is our Christmas factor. ये कौन सा था? 10th chromosome. हाँ? नहीं, X chromosome. हाँ, of course. Hemophilia is X linked. Hemophilia is partial. Okay, large gene deletions when we have hemophilia and alpha thalassemia, deletion of a codon and deletion of a single base. So large gene deletions, deletion of one codon. So if you have a large gene deletion, that is called alpha thalassemia, that is the entire gene will get deleted. Or a hemophilia, that means the partial gene will get deleted. Entire gene is called alpha. Entire gene is alpha. Alpha में it will go. ठीक है. So there is a large gene deletion of a codon, or the deletion of a single base. So one base will be either deleted or a codon will be deleted. It's called as frame shift effect. Frame shift effect. Oh. In Huntington's chorea, CAG trinucleotide is repeated. Polyglutamine repeat. Because the polyglutamine repeat, because the CAG are repeated 30 to 300 times. CAG is repeated 30 to 300 times. That is called the polyglutamate repeat. Polyglutamate repeat. Polyglutamine repeat. That is called Huntington's chorea. Huntington's chorea mean polyglutamine repeat will occur 30 to 300 times because of CAG repetition. That's called as insertions. And this value is increasing as the number of repeats are more. Okay. Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, the gene is duplicated in this disease. Duchenne's muscular. If in the 67th position of the beta globin chain, 67th position of the beta globin chain, अगर 67th position में वैलिन अगर पॉइंट म्यूटेट होके एलेनिन हो गया 67th पे, राइट 67th पे अगर वैलिन बिकम्स अपना एलेनिन, वैलिन कन्वर्ट्स टू एलेनिन from GUU to GGU, GCU, GUU to GCU. So that is called hemoglobin Sydney, which is a type of missense but acceptable mutation because it is going from valine to alanine. Both are non-polar and both are uncharged. So it does not make that much difference basically. So it is still acceptable, more acceptable. So this is all effects of the mutation. Silent mutation, missense but acceptable mutation as seen in HB Sydney. HB Sydney में hemoglobin Sydney में what is happening? 67th position of the beta globin chain. अपना valine is being converted to alanine. Valine converted to alanine at the 67th position of the beta globin chain. That causes from GUU to GCU. GUU to GCU. That will cause a conserved mutation. It has the same properties only. हाँ, तो अगर glutamic is being replaced by aspartic, it will not make any difference. So that's a partial. It's a missense, but partial. Acceptable. ठीक, correct. Partially acceptable missense. Oh. क्या कहिए? Is good enough. Thank you. 8 o'clock. That. Okay, chal. Now let's time every page. I have to go much faster than I'm currently going. Right? If I don't time, then I go slow. I better time myself. Starting. Let's go. So yes, silent mutation, missense particularly seen in HB Sydney, missense partially acceptable mutation. In this type, the amino acid substitution affects the functional properties of the protein. HBS or sickle cell hemoglobin is produced by a mutation of the beta chain in which the 6th position is changed to valine instead of the normal glutamate. Here GAG is changed to GUG. That's called transversion. Really? GAG is changed to GUG. So what is happening? A is of AG up here. So purine is being changed to pyrimidine, which is pyrimidine is U. Correct. Hmm. Oh, GAG is changed to GUG. Uracil, हाँ मतलब thymine basically. Uracil मतलब in the mRNA you have thymine in the DNA. So that is definitely a pyrimidine. And pyrimidine is being converted, so that's a trans version. Okay, that's a cool concept. So sickle cell anemia is an example of trans version. HBS has an abnormal electrophoretic mobility and subnormal function at low PO2, leading to sickle cell anemia. Abnormal electrophoretic mobility. ठीक है, missense is unacceptable mutation. Now the single amino acid substitution alters the properties of the protein to such an extent that it becomes non-functional. Correct. Okay, so I finished this page because obviously it was almost over, but I will go ahead with the next page now. Uh, and becomes the condition is incompatible with normal life. For example, HBM results from the histidine to tyrosine substitution, that is CAU to UAU of the distal histidine residue of the alpha chain, leading to metha metha met- methe methe methemoglobinuria. Methemoglobinuria. Okay, methemoglobin means oxidized hemoglobin in the blood. More of oxidized hemoglobin in the blood is called methemoglobinuria. Methemoglobinemia, which is HBM, histidine to tyrosine. So cow becomes wow. CAU becomes AU. CAU becomes UAU. Cow becomes wow in the HBM, that is the methemoglobinemia. Cow becomes wow. CAU becomes UAU, and that is a histidine to tyrosine. Histidine to tyrosine substitution. Histidine to tyrosine. Histidine to tyrosine is seen in methemoglobinemia. Basically, histidine tyrosine बन रहा है. ठीक है. Cow to wow. And of course, it will be. This is of course an example of transition mutation. A different. ठीक है. Nonsense is called terminator codon mutation. A tyrosine UAC may be mutated to a termination. So there's a concept called run-on polypeptide. Run-on polypeptide means a terminator, an end codon is altered into a coding codon. So basically something which was terminator codon that is becoming the coding codon. So that is called run-on polypeptide. Run-on polypeptide or HB constant spring. Hemoglobin constant spring or run-on polypeptide. Non-polypeptide, fine. So you're giving isoniazid and rifampicin. Isoniazid and rifampicin. Isoniazid and rifampicin are two drugs that are given in the tuberculosis. And isoniazid mutants are killed by rifampicin. Oh. And rifampicin resistant mutants are removed by isoniazid. That's why we are giving two, because out of the 10 raised to 12 bacteria that will be harbored in the lungs of a TB patient, 10 raised to 6 will be resistant to the TB anti like this antibody, which is isoniazid, the drug which is given. Mm, उसमें से to avoid those resistant ones from being harmful, we also give rifampicin, and the ones which are resistant to rifampicin will be killed by isoniazid. And isoniazid, I think, affects vitamin B6 something. कुछ तो था. Isoniazid, I think, prevents the formation of vitamin B6 or something. I don't remember exactly. Isoniazid causes peripheral neuropathy to interference of metabolism of pyridoxine, also called B6. Okay, isoniazid causes peripheral neuropathy. by uh, by interfering with the metabolism of vitamin B6, also called pyridoxine. Interfering with metabolism of vitamin B6. Fine. This called that is called isoniazid and rifampicin given in tuberculosis patients. That is an example of conditional mutation. I mean, the spontaneous is always conditional. Spontaneous mutation is always conditional. Fine. for deleting all 4 alpha chains is called hydrops fetalis. Hydrops fetalis is when you're removing all 4 alpha chains of the fetus. Hydrops fetalis. Hydrops fetalis. Fine. Hydrops fetalis. What should I do? What should I do? Oh god, am I on this page for too long? It's been 11 minutes. Fast, fast. It's a lethal mutation. Hydrops fetalis. All 4 fetal hemoglobin chains are not synthesized. Deletion. Deletion ही हो रहा है. Alpha chains. 4 alpha chains of hemoglobin. All 4 alpha chains are deleted. Hydrops fetalis. Unfortunately, the embryo will die. It's called hydrops fetalis. Silent mutation is alteration at an insignificant regional protein. Correct. Maize is deficient in tryptophan. Maize is deficient in tryptophan. Maize. There's something called Ames test. Ames test or Ames test. Ames test for mutagenicity. अबे यार 13 minutes faster, come on. Ames test available. Salmonella typhimurium. They have mutated histidine gene. They will grow only when histidine is provided in the culture medium. So I have a mutated histidine gene. Ames test. Okay, read it. Ames test में use Salmonella typhimurium. They have the mutated histidine gene. They will grow only when histidine is provided in the culture medium. Only when histidine is provided in the medium will they grow. They are sensitive because they are defective in excision repair system. So there are special strains of Salmonella typhimurium which have a mutated histidine gene and they will only grow when histidine is provided. That's called Ames test. They have a defective excision repair system for correcting DNA damage. DNA damage को correct करने के लिए they have an defective excision repair system. The compound to be tested is mixed with the bacteria and introduced into histidine deficient medium. The compound is mixed with the bacteria and introduced into the deficient medium. All the bacteria die except those who have reverted back to wild type. All the bacteria will die except those who have reverted back to the wild type and acquire the capacity to synthesize histidine. This is called reverse mutation. नहीं समझा. The number of colonies will be proportional to the quantity of mutagen. क्या? So there's an Ames test. You have Salmonella strain requiring histidine. You add a chemical mutagen for the testing. A high number of revertants, that is histidine negative to histidine positive, shows that the chemical test caused mutations. Negative to histidine positive. Oh. थोड़ा ऊपर से गया बट ठीक है. Now there's a chapter, there's a paragraph on it. ठीक है. Reversion of mutation that inactivate a gene are known as forward mutation, and their effects are reversed by back mutation. So they will, which inactivate a gene are called forward mutation. So mutations which are inactivating a gene are called forward mutation, and the effects are reversed by the back mutation. Point mutations can revert by restoring the original sequence. You're reverting by restoring the original sequence. A point mutation can be reverted how? By restoring the original sequence. Oh, it can also revert by gaining a compensatory mutation elsewhere in the gene. Insertions can be reverted by undergoing deletion. Deletions cannot be reverted unless there is a mechanism. Okay. So it's basically we have mutagen. Okay. Site reversion of the mutagen. So there's a reversion of the mutagen. That's called site directed mutagenesis. Okay, I don't think this all was thought anyways. So basically, I just remember ki Ames test, Ames test, Ames or whatever, Ames test is to check reverse mutation in the Salmonella typhimurium, where histidine is used to test reverse transcription. But where they cannot grow without histidine. But it's not understood. I will go ahead now. I think it'll probably come back in microbio as well. ये सब तो नहीं हुआ. Multifactorial, mitochondrial, apoptosis, regulation of gene expression, lack operon. Chalo, let us do lack operon. Oh my god, TRP operon, इसका भी दिया है. Tryptophan. There were a lot. TRP operon, ALA operon, phenylalanine operon. Okay. Let's go. Now, regulation of gene expression, that's induction and depression. What are the regulators of gene expression? Check induction and depression. And mostly, it's a type of negative feedback, lack operon, because it will cause always the repressive protein is constitutively being synthesized, receptor protein, to inactivate the thing. Describe the genetic mutation and the basis for regulation. Putting another gene is called gene expression. All the genes of the cell are not expressed all the time. For example, insulin is not expressed in the base of factors. Repression. Okay. So insulin gene is in a state of repression. This is called constitutive genes or housekeeping genes. Matlab they are constantly on all the time. Constantly on all the time is called as constitutively gene. Constitutive gene also called housekeeping gene. Housekeeping is required all the time. So because housekeeping is required all the time, so it's called constitutive gene which go on all the time. That is enzymes of glycolysis are in every single cell and they're always on. That is why constitutive genes are called housekeeping genes, and the same time already opened and shut. Correct. Induction is the phenomenon of increased synthesis of protein or enzyme responses to certain signals. Such enzymes are said to be inducible. Inducible. Correct. And the signals are called inducers. Induction is the turning on of the switch of the gene. Repression is the turning off of the gene expression. Pioneer gene studies. Ochao was awarded Nobel Prize. Francois Jacob and Jacques Monod put forward the operon concept in 19. Work on depression. De-repression also received award. That's it. Now, operon concept of gene regulation. Coming to operon concept, Jack and Monod theory is based on the observation of lactose metabolism in Escherichia coli bacteria. Cells grown in the glucose medium do not contain beta galactosidase, that is beta gal. That is also called lactase. Basically lactase here. If they're grown in the glucose medium, they do not contain beta gal. Correct. क्योंकि वो switch off होगा because the inducer, which is lactose or allolactose, which are beta galactosides, are not present, which is why glucose will not change the configuration or conformation of the repressor protein. So repressor protein will go and bind to the operator, and because the repressor protein binds to activate the RNA polymerase will not be able to effectively bind to the promoter sequence because it needs a large surface area which includes both the promoter and the operator. And because RNA polymerase cannot bind properly to the promoter, there will be no activation of the ZYA gene. So ZYA will not be switched on, they'll be switched off. So Z won't produce beta galactosidase, Y won't produce Y won't produce beta permease, galactoside permease, and A won't produce acetylase. Trans acetylase won't be produced, right? So it'll be switched off. Many lactose 7,000-fold induction pressure process. This is called an induction or de-repression process. Correct. Lacoperon is a universal gene expression which is several. It induces structural genes, control elements. Control elements, regulator, inhibitor gene, promoter, and operator. In the bacterial cell, the Z gene encodes beta galactosidase with the enzyme which regulates transfer lactose and galactose from the cell into the cell. It encodes for thiogalactose transacetylase. It will give acetyl CoA. So glucose and galactose, and A gene will code for thiogalactose transacetylase. Thiogalactose transacetylase. Thiogalactoside transacetylase. So lacoperon is something that is in A gene is coding for transacetylase. So I know thiogalactoside transacetylase. I did not know this. हाँ आज बताया था बट याद नहीं है. थायोगैलेक्टोसाइड. ओके गैलेक्टोसाइड है उसका थायो मतलब सल्फर. कुछ तो सल्फर से रिलेटेड है. Thiogalactoside transacetylase. Thiogalactoside. Since ZYA code for the structure of proteins, they are called as structural genes. These three genes are present as the continuous segments of DNA. The transcription of these genes stands for a common promoter that is located in the Z gene. The RNA polymerase binds to the promoter and transcribes these genes as a single mRNA. Transcription is normally replaced. The transcription of the structural gene under the control of another regulator or the I gene is the inhibitor gene. Is the regulator or the inhibitor gene. I gene or the regulator gene. It is far away from the structural genes. Regulator gene provides a repressor molecule. The lac repressor has a molecular weight of 150 kd. Lac repressor has a molecular weight of 150 kd. ओ वो डी वाला ना. हाँ के डी. अरे वो क्या था डाल्टन. ओ किलो डाल्टन. डैम. Lac repressor is 150 kilodalton. 150 kilodalton. ठीक है. Lac repressor has a strong affinity to the operator side. Lac repressor has a strong affinity to the operator side. The Operator is 27 base pairs long towards the repressor tightly binds. The operator site is between the promoter and the structural gene, and the RNA polymerase identifies the promoter sequence in most of the structural genes. It is stopped by the hindrance produced by the repressor molecules. Stopped by the hindrance produced by repressor molecules. It is like the action of a zip. If a thread is placed across the way, the zip can move further. Similarly, when the repressor arrives, the operator RNA polymers can move further. So the structural genes are not transcribed. There is lactose in this. When lactose is not available, lactose utilizing enzymes are not synthesized. Depression lactose and reducing medium lactose and the repressor one molecule on each subunit. Repressor lactose complex is inactive, which does not bind to operator region. One molecule on each subunit. So there is no repressor molecule at the operator site. There is no repressor molecule only at the operator site. तो रिप्रेसर ही नहीं आ रहा है ऑपरेटर पे करेक्ट induces the synthesis of lactose utilizing enzymes. Derepression of the gene. If the glucose is present and lactose is absent and the operon will shut, this is a promoter, operator, and structural ZYA. RNA polymers cannot move. The repressor binds to the operator site. The structural genes are not transcribed. Then this is glucose absent and lactose present, and the operon is on. So glucose is absent and lactose is also present. Inducer lactose anaconda inducer repressor. Now repressor cannot bind. Proteins are then synthesized. Clinical applications of derepression. The lactase in the human intestine is an inducible enzyme. Lactase is an inducible enzyme. Clinical manifestations of lactase deficiency and lactose intolerance are described in chapter 8. Lactase is an inducible enzyme. In humans, examples of derepression include induction of tryptophan, pyrrolase, and transaminases by glucocorticoids, as well as amino लिव्यूलिनिक एसिड ALA सिंथेज ALA तो और एक भी रहता है ना ALA एलिनिन तो है हाँ और अमाइनो लिव्यूलिनिक एसिड सिंथेज एंड ग्लूकोरोनल ट्रांसफरेज बाय बार्बिचुरेट्स ग्लूकोरोनल ट्रांसफरेज बाय द बार्बिचुरेट्स ठीक है lactase is an inducible enzyme. Lactase is inducible, and the derepression includes induction of tryptophan, pyrrolase, and transaminases by glucocorticoids, as well as amino-levulinic acid. Amino-levulinic acid is ALA synthase. Amino-levulinic acid and the glucuronal transferase by the barbiturates. Barbiturates glucuronal transferase amino levulinic acid and glucuronal transferase by the barbiturates. Lactase is inducible amino-levulinic acid synthase. ALA synthase is amino-levulinic acid synthase and glucuronal transferase by barbiturates. These are examples of derepression in the human body. And induction of tryptophan, pyrrolase, and transaminase by glucocorticoids is also derepression. Derepression when something is already getting depressed, but you take an inducer and make sure that the repressor protein will not bind to that particular operator sequence. Maybe the mechanism is different, but similar concept hoga. So then that will allow the genes to be transcribed. So that is an induction of tryptophan pyrolase by and transaminase. Tryptophan pyrolase and transaminase by glucocorticoids. Oh, glucocorticoids do so much यार. कि सब कुछ करता है glucocorticoid. So they're inducing the tryptophan pyrolase and transaminase. Pyrolase and transaminase. Transaminase and transaminase and tryptophan. This transaminase and pyrolase, correct. And aminolevulinic acid ALA synthase and glucuronal transfer by barbiturates. Glucuronal transfer by barbiturates and ALA aminolevulinic acid synthase. ठीक. So ALA and अपना glucuronal transferate both are formed by barbiturates. And this is an example of inducible. That is called derepression. तो ये सब क्या लिया था वो क्लास स्विचिंग ये वो इसमें ही था क्या ठीक है fine. Now the TRP operon is another example of operon is called tryptophan operon, operating in a similar manner as lac operon. The gene products are the enzymes necessary for the tryptophan production in the bacteria. Enzymes necessary for tryptophan production. The TRP operon is expressed when the tryptophan levels are low. Oh, इसका अलग ही mechanism है. And repressed when they are high. हाँ मतलब सिमिलर ओके अगर टीआरपी में टीआरपी ओपेरॉन ट्रिप्टोफैन अगर ज़्यादा होगा तो रिप्रेस होगा फाइन more tryptophan repression and less tryptophan it will get repressed and high tryptophan will high tryptophan will cause it to be repressed and अगर tryptophan कम होगा then it is expressed नहीं तो उल्टा है Operons are abundant in lower organisms but rare in eukaryotes क्योंकि polycystonic होता ही नहीं eukaryotes में fine polycystonic is mainly seen in prokaryotes fine regulation of genes by repression the repression mechanism by which presence of excess product of a pathway shuts off the synthesis of the key enzyme of that pathway so if there's a excess product then it will shut down the synthesis of the key enzyme of that pathway. Hence, heme synthesis is an example. It is regulated by the repression of ALA synthase. Heme synthesis is regulated by repression of ALA synthase. Heme synthesis is regulated by repression of ALA synthase. The key enzyme of the pathway. Transcription of structural gene for ALA is controlled by the regulatory gene. It also produces the aporepressor which binds with the heme and becomes the active holo repressor. Hence, heme acts as a co-repressor. ये हुआ है क्या हाँ ठीक है ठीक हुआ है so heme synthesis is regulated by repression of ALA synthesis at aminolevulinic acid synthase ALA synthase which is produced by barbiturates probably I don't know that must be both yeah aminolevulinic acid aminolevulinic acid synthase heme synthesis is regulated by repression of ALA synthase repression of ALA से heme synthesis होगा ठीक है the key enzyme of the pathway transcription of a structural gene for ALA synthase is controlled by a regulatory gene same as operon type it produces the aporepressor which binds with the heme and becomes the active holorepressor. Hence, heme acts as a co-repressor. Okay, so it will bind with a heme. Heme here will act as a co-repressor. The aporepressor will bind with heme and produces the aporepressor. Aporepressor, the regulatory gene will produce aporepressor. I'll write the mechanism. बाद में नहीं समझेगा. A regulatory gene will produce an aporepressor. This aporepressor binds with heme and now becomes the active holorepressor. Like the aporepressor will now become the active holorepressor and the heme will become the co-repressor. Okay, so holo means whole. So that पहले का जो aporepressor था अभी वो holorepressor हो गया, and because heme will aid in it, heme is aiding in it, so it's becoming a co-repressor. Fine. The holorepressor binds to the operator and stops the transcription of the gene. Holoreceptor will bind to the operator and stops the transcription of the gene. Upstream to the structural genes lies the promoter site where the RNA polymerase attaches and starts the mRNA synthesis. The operator site between the promoter and structural genes and RNA polymerase. So the enzyme synthesis stops and therefore the heme synthesis shuts down. So अगर enzyme synthesis ही नहीं है तो heme synthesis भी नहीं है. On the other hand, when the heme is not available, the co-repressor is not available. When the heme is not available, the co-repressor is not available. Therefore, repression is not effective and enzyme synthesis starts. Heme is not available. अगर heme नहीं होगा and co-repressor भी नहीं है, मतलब co-repressor नहीं है, तो repression is not effective because the aporepressor cannot do much on its own. Aporepressor requires the presence of heme as a co-repressor, which will convert it into a holorepressor. So aporepressor requires co-repressor of heme to become a holorepressor, active holorepressor. So अगर heme नहीं है मतलब co-repressor नहीं है, अगर co-repressor नहीं है तो holorepressor नहीं बनेगा, मतलब सिर्फ नॉर्मल अपना रिप्रेसर है, aporepressor रहेगा. Aporepressor on its own is not that effective, and that's why enzyme synthesis will start. Beautiful, what a mechanism, nice. Hence the synthesis of heme is auto-regulated by the repression mechanisms. That's why we saw ALA, that is anti-aminolevulinic acid synthase, and glucuronil transferase is by barbiturates. Thalassemia condition and normal hemoglobins are produced in abnormal ratios. Okay. Now alpha chain synthesis is blocked. Mutation in the promoter alpha chain synthesis is blocked. There is a compensatory increase in the beta chain synthesis. Alpha chain block हो रहा है क्यों? Because there is a mutation on the promoter. There is a compensatory increase in the beta chain synthesis. There will be an increase in beta chain synthesis. Why? As a compensation because alpha कम हुआ. Instead of the normal alpha to beta 2 and abnormal B4 combination results. So normal is what? Alpha to beta 2, but what is actually formed is beta 4. Alpha to beta 2 and beta 4 is the combination. Now, regulation of gene expression in the eukaryotes. The regulation of gene expression in eukaryotic cells is more complex. RDNA technology, ठीक है. Regulation of gene expression in eukaryotes. Organization of DNA into chromatin and DNA modification, assembly of genetic transcription features at the promoter site favoring the binding of RNA polymerase 2. Activation of transcription of specific genes by specific transcription factors that bind to response elements on the DNA. Methylation of cytosine residues will lead to silencing of genes. About 70% of CpG sequences in human DNA are methylated and mainly implicated in genomic imprinting, which leads to choice of allelic expression. CpG sequences are methylated. क्या है ये? CpG sequences. I'm going to check what is the CpG sequences. CpG sequences or CG sites are the regions of DNA where a cytosine nucleotide is followed by a guanine nucleotide in the linear sequence of bases. Damn, itna specific. Cytosine is followed by guanine. That is called a CG site. Okay. So cytosine will be followed by guanine. 70% of CpG sequences are methylated. 70% are methylated and mainly implicated in genomic imprinting, which lead to choice allelic expression. Allelic expression का choice मिलता है. Allelic expression का choice मिलता है. ठीक है. CpG sequences are called CG sequences. CG sequences, sequences and CG sequences. ठीक है. Mainly implicated in genomic, which leads to the small interfering RNA has important role in gene silencing and induction of DNA methylation. Small interfering RNA which prevent binding of transcription factors which otherwise facilitate gene expression. The formation of assembly of general transcription factors at chromosome involves transcription factor 2D, that is TFIID, and the Tata binding protein. Tata binding protein is called TBP. Tata binding protein. Tata binding protein. ये क्या है यार? It's difficult थोड़ा. नहीं समझ रहा. Small interfering RNA has a role in silencing DNA. It causes methylation of the DNA. Now, what is methylated DNA? That is recognized by proteins which will prevent transcription, binding of transcription factors. तो अगर methylated DNA है तो transcription नहीं होगा, which would have otherwise facilitated gene expression. Oh, तो transcription factors ideally should have bound to the thing, but अगर वो methylate हो रहे तो वो transcription factors bind नहीं हो रहे, and that is why nothing. That is why sRNA works by methylated DNA sequence. So, the formation of assembly of general transcription factors involves the transcription factor 2. Transcription factor 2D, that is called TFI2D, and the Tata binding protein, that is the TBP, Tata binding protein. Methotrexate is an anti-cancer drug which acts by inhibiting dihydrofolate reductase. Methotrexate is inhibiting dihydrofolate reductase. Dihydrofolate reductase is the action of methotrexate. Methotrexate inhibits dihydrofolate reductase. Also, it's 8:50. I didn't realize any. Hello, Malik. भाई मैं बर्न आउट हो गया. अरे इट्स ओके इवन लाइक बहुत पोर्शन है यार अनैट के लिए। तू वन आउट हुआ तो हमारा क्या होगा यार? यू आर आर इंस्पिरेशन। यस। आज बायोकेम में बहुत बहुत सीखा है, बट वो लाइक सब कुछ नहीं करना है, एक्स्ट्रा भी था। लाइक जितना वासुदेवन में दिया है उतना ही आई गेस इम्पोर्टेंट। सुहानी, हाय भैया, डिस्कवर योर चैनल टुडे एंड विल पार्टिसिपेट फ्रॉम टुमारो। गुड गुड, प्राउड। हेलो नितिश, भाई सुबह से पढ़ रहा है। हाँ, I had an exam today, no, and every day 4:30, so I'll be waking up. No, you don't have to study this much in MBBS. It's just, this is lac operon. It was today I finally actually learned what lac operon properly is. Bhai, मुझे how to score 700 in NEET. I'm scoring 600 in full syllabus. I mean, it's hard to increase more than 20, 30 marks, but go give your best. No, just work as hard as possible. Make sure you revise again and again and again and again. Don't solve too much. Focus more on revision. Solve, but revision I feel are more important. Hello, Sarthak. Kohinoor test, it was above 600. Never gave SRG. Asana batch goes in like 630. I used to give Allen DLP test, but my scores I never got above 610 in any Allen DLP. I stopped giving them only by the end. I had taken Allen DLP, but I stopped giving it in the end. Competitive inhibition. Yes. Yes, मुझे सिखा भाई प्लीज कल। तुझे ये सब पता होगा ऑलरेडी। आज इंग्लिश एग्जाम के बाद अब लिख रही हूँ, थोड़ा हाथ दुख रहा है और अगला एग्जाम है। I know it is give us hand rest. I used to like massage your hand also. Like if you write a lot, take enough rest. थोड़ा लिखना कम कर आज। You don't watch lectures before. It's hard, no? We have like 4 lectures a day. So I try. Anatomy I'm trying to start now. Now I've started trying to do before the lecture. थोड़ा भाई मैं तो दिख रहा है मॉलिक्यूलर के लिए देखना चाहिए आइडियली मैं भी। What are the timings of live? So Harmandeep, I usually 4:30 every day, so I'm there, and then evenings usually like whenever I come back from college or like whenever it's not fixed. Like evenings I'm not committed, or usually it's not like every day I'm not gonna come. Not necessary. Like morning I've committed every day, but evenings are like usually I decide in the mornings only. In the morning stream I decide ki evening kitne baje based on like what events are there. Any like if there's any like thing to stay back in college or some work. How was the exam, bro? ठीक था। ये क्रेजी बंदा है मौलिक। तू क्या बोल रहा है यार? मौलिक का तो पेपर, मौलिक टिप्स देगा पेपर कैसे लिखना है। मौलिक इज टू गुड। मौलिक इज द गोट। एग्जाम वाज फाइन। इट वाज better than my previous exams, that's all I'll say. ठीक गया मतलब I was enough happy with my preparation at least. First time I actually finished the portion. थैंक यू मौलिक भाई, सन्ने भाई। यस यस यस, स्टडी स्टडी। यार ये फोटोसिंथेसिस समझ ही नहीं आ रहा, क्या करूँ? बार बार पढ़ ले, आ जाएगा। इट्स जस्ट एंड मोस्टली बायो एनसीईआरटी ज़्यादा समझना नहीं है, बस रटना है फाइनली। मौलिक स्कोर was 715 in NEET J. Yeah, I never got above 610 because no, like in coaching I was getting like 700, but in Allen का DLP I never got above 610. मैं सब लिख के ही पढ़ती हूँ, सेम सेम। ठीक है, चल जाता है। थोड़ा मेंटली डिसाइड किया अभी ना, थोड़ा एग्जाम के लिए आई विल मेक श्योर आई कीप अप माय मोमेंटम। I feel burnt out very easily. That happens. It's okay. Take enough breaks. Make sure you time your plan. Make your like timetable properly. So give enough time for breaks. Give enough time for yourself. Any advice for NEET physics? Do NCRT. That'll be my biggest advice. Do it very properly, actually. योर हेयर स्टाइल इज मोर कंसिस्टेंट देन आईफोन डिजाइन. ये क्या मतलब है? Do marrow Cubanks Preplat and notes for biochem are gold standard? Oh, marrow Cubanks Preplat and notes for biochem. Okay. Marrow Cubanks मुझे चालू करना है. I haven't started. I want to though. Mckinsey Waltz theory था acupuncture का. भाई ये क्या है? मौलिक तो क्या क्या लाता है भाई किधर से? वो acupuncture का वो था ना shit analgesia analgesia ही था ना stress shit अरे यार forgot induced हाँ हाँ opioid analgesic system, like the body only produces endogenous opioid analgesic system, right? Because the body will itself produce endogenous morphines, in short endorphins or enkephalins or neodymins or something, no? Neodymins, enkephalins and endorphins, which will cause that acupuncture also this is works by the gate control theory, I guess. Today I had my English patient next to on 18th of art and then last 25th on bio. Okay, all the best. भाई मैं आर्ट से हूँ. Yes. No worries. Everyone is like, Maulik is your senior. नहीं. Maulik is my batchmate. हम एक साथ बैठते हैं. भाई ये 1 घंटा देते हैं कुछ लिख नहीं पाया. हाँ ना, सेम. मैं भी बहुत. अरे मैं I got 120. वो said 170 कुछ नहीं. Maulik got 123. 33 watching. Oh nice. LMR of salt analysis. वो ढूंढना पड़ेगा और मुझे स्कैन करना पड़ेगा. वो बहुत ठीक है. I'll see. I'll try doing it. I'll definitely try. I'll have to find वो किधर है अभी. पहले वो मेरे मेन इसमें नहीं आता था. वो एंड में क्या आता ना, तो I didn't even scan it also. How to overcome phone addiction. Okay, so I'll tell you very practical tips. There are 40 people. Okay, I'll tell you very practical tips for phone addiction. So one would be if you want, I'll make a post about it if you want. So one would be to have this immediate button on my laptop. See now, immediate एक button में color एक button में color on हुआ, एक button में color off हुआ. So this is called grayscale, right? Grayscale mode से immediately you get de-addicted to your phone because you won't feel like looking at it, right? You won't feel like looking at it at all because the colors are meant to attract you. So keep one always grayscale mode. I'll put in the chat. So one is grayscale. One would be to put time limits. I had time limits. I usually still have time limits for all my apps. So like WhatsApp, like say put a time limit of 1 hour. Yeah, monochrome is a game changer. Definitely, for sure. Put a time limit for every app. Like say you're using Instagram, then keep a time limit, 15 minutes. Then don't exceed that, right? So keep grayscale mode, keep time limit. Then I used to give my phone to my parents only. So especially I used to get most distracted by my phone. Identify the device you're getting most distracted and give that to your parents. So when I was studying, I used to keep it outside. Then when you come on your study table, decide you won't use your phone. So when you sit on your study table, you'll only study. And then when you take a break, you go and sit. So compartmentalize your space. Now I'm studying, so I'll only study here. So mentally also, when you sit on your table, you'll be like, okay, now I can't do time pass. So even I always follow that. So when I'm sitting, I'll never do time pass. If I want to do time pass, I'll go out, right? So compartmentalize at least your study table, or not on that study table, right? So give your phone to your parents, compartmentalize, grayscale. I also used to monitor my screen time. So you can do that also. If you want, you can keep yourself accountable to your parents, or anyone, your friend. So make a screen time, make a group, and every day all ask each other to send your screen time. So you all will have to be accountable to each other, and then you'll make sure you won't waste time. So then because you have to show them the next day, or that, so that way it'll help you, right? That works. Basically, keep accountability for yourself. Will you prepare for USMLE? No, need PG. Which college? I'm in KM. 1.1K complete. Don't forget me when you're famous. अरे ये क्या है? सार्थक तुझे तो नहीं भूलूंगा भाई. ड्रीम कॉलेज है KEM मुंबई. यस स्वप्निल, you will get KEM, don't worry. I'm rooting for you. Hoping to see you as a junior. Maulik and I will be very happy. Tomorrow is my chemistry board exam. All the best. Tesla. अरे भाई. Bro, do you exercise? I mean, I try to. Not really. I want to. Gym जाना है, but I haven't been going. But I want to. But I try. I go play badminton, table tennis sometimes. Swimming also I intermittently do, but not. Honestly, I'll say I'm not that consistent with exercise, and I want to bring consistency in exercise. So ideally 6:30. So ask na. I'm coming to Mumbai in May. Oh, nice. My YouTube watch time used to be 1 hour a day, and then I used to watch revision lectures. And you said about compartmentalization. That's true. Yeah, for sure. Mentally, everything is a mind game ultimately. What's your age? I'm 19, but just turned 19 in Jan. During NEET UG preparation days, used to wake up at 4:30, or now you started? Now I started. Actually, NEET में last 4-5 months I used to wake up at 5:30. So my schedule was 10:30 to 5:30. So that was my NEET schedule, and now it's 9:30 to 4:30. How to score 700? Piyush, I've made a video. You can watch that. I've like told what you need to do exactly. What basically you need to do as much for systems, mental systems. But just don't think about all this. Don't think about marks. Just study. Don't think only. Just keep working hard and hard and hard as much as you can. I have that syllabus. हाँ, but ऐसे कुछ नहीं, because the portion, see, everyone says MBBS is more vast than NEET. Fine, it is, but the books are just longer. Not that you have to remember. NCRT mein you have to remember every word. Here you don't have to remember every word. Now you need to know what is important. So it's thoda overrated also कि we say कि MBBS में इतना पढ़ना है. Like of course है. It's not. I'm not saying. And we say कि there's so much times portion. It's just thoda overhyped. But I would say, you see how hard I'm studying. But I'm just saying कि you don't have to learn everything now. So you can't compare. NEET में you're learning everything. Here you're not learning everything. You're just maybe trying to read everything, but learning only what is mainly important, like that. How do you plan your daily goals, like prioritize your health spiritually, academically, or something long-term career planning like content creation? How to make sure you're going? Yeah, so basically I 4:30 now is fixed. So 4:30 I have dedicatedly given for a productive time, and mostly morning mein I will not do anything but study, because I feel that is the most. I mean, what else can I do? 4:30 को करूँगा भी क्या, right? So 4:30 I've kept. So in my mind mentally, and what I decided, no, 4:30 to 6:30 I will study, and 6:30 to 7:30 I'll do live, and 6:30 to 7:30 I decided कि I'll go to gym every day. But अभी वो थोड़ा ये लग रहा है, मतलब because I had so much backlog, now I'm not being able to do that, because my first 3 months I didn't study that much, and I was not that consistent. So now to cover up that backlog, I need to study more, because I have lots of backlogs from first internals. So now my main focus will be studies. So I'll try to exercise, but not as a routine. But from second year onward, I will make sure, and I'm saying this for sure, 4:30 to 6:30 stream, 6:30 to 7:30 every day 1 hour I'll go to gym. So I'm going to do that then from second year onwards, once my first are over. So my that health sorted, or gym or something, swimming, gym sorted, then my studies will be sorted. Every day morning at least 2 hours ho raha hai. Sham ko if I'm streaming, then I'll study 2 hours plus. Like now I made sure that in the lectures now I'll study properly with full attention and take notes. I wasn't doing that before properly. I wasn't doing that effectively, but now I kind of told myself that I'll do it. So that so studies will get managed, health will get managed, content creation as in the middle whenever I can, as in when in between study sessions I'll try to make as much as content as possible. Spirituality, I'm always very religious, so in the morning before going to college I do darshan, then at night we have aarti. So we have, every day it's like an everyday thing, we have to do something, so then ho jata hai automatic. And I call my nani every day. Sometimes she makes me say like religious shloks. So that way I'm in touch with my spiritual side also. So spiritual भी होता है, academics भी होता है, then health भी हो रहा है eventually. I'm nowhere reached a perfect timetable, but this is what I manifest, that I'll do this over time. Bro, what happened to your video on that day? You even taken notes of multiple ideas. Oh, yeah, I did. But I have so many exams. In 15 days, I have a major exam. So uska also have to prepare. A NAT का. उसका बहुत portion बचा है. I'm in KM. पुमी 500 स्कोर करने के लिए कितने चैप्टर्स करने चाहिए? नहीं, ऐसे नहीं होता. जस्ट गिव एवरीथिंग, व्हाटएवर यू कैन डू. जितना पढ़ सकते हो उतना पढ़ लो. आई एम लिटरली स्ट्रगलिंग with DLP, what should I do? Your dedication is truly inspiring. So thank you, Nandini. Bro, don't forget LMR. हाँ ठीक है, but अब not like just keep reminding me please. I'll see when I get time. I don't even know where I've kept it. I'll try finding it. I think होगा, but gym actually kills your body. Then swimming probably, but थोड़ा थोड़ा I'll alternate gym swimming. You're living the life I've always dreamed of. I'm sure you can also just keep working every day. Just try to get 1% better every day. I'm sure you'll also achieve what you want to do. How to get over OMR mistakes. So I used to always meditate before every paper. For 15 minutes, I used to always meditate. Or not 15 minutes, at least 5 minutes. I used to like deep meditation. I used to say my religious sloks. I used to meditate. So my mind, and I always slept well. So so people ask me how to avoid silly mistakes. If you want to avoid silly mistakes, you sleep very well. Second, you just before the paper, you meditate well. Go with positive mindset, positive thinking, positive manifestations. And I used to always I used to talk to my parents just before the papers. I used to always feel more calm. So my mom used to pep me up. Yeah, you're going to do well. Then I used to tell myself, I'm going to do well. So pep yourself. Take enough sleep. Meditate. Say religious shloks if you want to, or say something that calms your mind. I used to connect with the higher center. Meditate, deep breathing, and then you're very fresh and go with the full focus. And then your focus builds up. And when you're fully focused, you'll want to give the exam with a very positive mindset. Go with a very like optimistic thinking. I'm going to do really well. So then automatically you'll avoid silly mistakes. That's why usually I didn't make that many silly mistakes. I usually not. So because I followed this system. Basically, your emotional health has to be good, and then that kind of makes everything proper. Emotional health finally uh, causes everything to fall in place, I would say. Piyush, I said, no, watch the video I made. They'll give you the systems that you need to do in the last 2 months. And make sure you are consistent. Just study. Chalo, now let's sleep. Even I should sleep. We have to get up at 4:30. How many hours do you sleep in the last days of? I was sleeping every day, minimum 7 hours. Never compromise with sleep. 7 to 8 hours. Mostly 7 hours. I told you, 10:30 to 5:30. Yes, I have an elder sister. Okay then, chalo. Bye guys. See you tomorrow, whoever is joining. See you at 4:30. Bye Aditi. Bye everyone. Thank you for joining. It's 43 people. I think that's the highest we've had ever. Shubhratri. Yes. Bye Shreya. Bye Soham. Thank you for joining. It's hope you were productive today. Good night. Tomorrow 4:30. Have I put the stream? I think I've put no. नहीं कल का schedule किया है क्या? No, I think first time 40 people, not at one time. So nice to see. Should I add? I think I should add background music. No, a lot of people were saying like rain music or something. I'll have to see वो streaming software वगैरह कैसे effectively use करना है. I haven't used. Bye Samiji. Bye Arnav. Just checking कल का अगर 4:30 का stream चालू है कि I think I should plan my day also. I think I'll plan my tomorrow's day before sleeping. Otherwise, then I'm very lost the next day when I wake up. I don't know what to do at what time. So let's plan. Good night. Yes, there's more to come for sure. So I'll just plan on stream before only. Even you can plan if you're still on. Let's just plan so we can make a proper plan for tomorrow. So then we can be as productive as possible. So tomorrow, I haven't even opened my schedule. I think कल अनाट है. Morning में I'll revise that and go. Embryology of the urinary system. ठीक है. Oh हाँ. to send. Okay, I'll send that. Embryology of urinary system. You reading aloud method is really motivating. No need for music. Okay, done. Embryology of urinary system, microanatomy of urinary system. Okay, तो microanat भी है, embryology भी है. When you read aloud and study, doesn't your throat hurt? If I read like too loudly for too long, it does hurt. But then I make sure I drink enough water. I make sure I take breaks. But now I'm used to it. I'm neat में इतना मैंने जोर जोर से बोला तो I was quite used to it. Good, yeah. If you want, you can, but music could be distracting. Okay, fine. I think this is more authentic. And should I put like a common thumbnail for all the videos, or should I like make a good thumbnail and put it for all the videos, or should this be random? This random thumbnail looks good. What it generates? I don't know what to do. No need to put music. Okay, done. I won't. This thumbnail, I don't know what to do. Normal voice. Yes. How many hours do you study? I don't know yet. Kitna? The random thumbnail is good, no? Okay, chalo. Done. Because I guess seeing the same thumbnail might be boring also. अगर वो just the feed will just be the same thumbnail. So okay, let's plan. So microanat, anat physio biochem. Anatomical we have embryology of urinary, microanat of urinary, community medicine. Oh damn, मेरा कल है community medicine. Really? Oh, we have to visit a family adoption program है. I didn't know कल है. कल मेरी है क्या टाइम टेबल में? आई थिंक कैलेंडर में मैंने डाला था. Oh, I thought 19th को है मेरा. Okay, कल है. तो मैं I'll have to read and go. Random ones are good ना? ठीक है. वो हाँ कल ही है PSM. Make like med guy. Just check. Oh wow. Live study with me Pomodoro med guy. Do you go to college every day? Yeah, Monday to Saturday. ठीक है. So, urinary system embryo. Urinary embryo I think मैं पढ़ के जाना चाहिए सुबह. Microanat I'll read during the microanat session. Community visit I'll have to read in the morning. Oh, there's a community medicine. Oh, session goals abdomen will be missed. So I'll miss session goals. Okay, I'll have to ask for the notes. Session goals abdomen 11 I will be missing. And then community medicine, there'll be a soft parts revision. Oh nice, there'll be an entire soft parts will be revised tomorrow. वो अच्छे से करना पड़ेगा, abdo वगैरह. Then there's demo, refer to demo venues. There's microanatomy practical of urinary system. So there'll be microanat practical and there'll be the demo abdo 11. Oh, 14th March को छुट्टी है, nice. Holy. Tomorrow is bony pelvis and ischiorectal fossa. I live in... No, I'm not in hostel. There's bony pelvis and ischiorectal fossa. Enrico Vincenti. These are nice. So you change it every day and then, yeah, you make it according to that. That's true. But I don't know. I've not been able to. Yeah, true. I'll have to dedicatedly do that. But ठीक है, once when is your second internal? So we have it in 15th April. उसमें we have community medicine also, 100 marks. We have to see now how to pass and then that'll contribute to community medicine final internal assessment. All 3 years ka they'll take together. So we have from 15th, 16th to 19th April is theory, and then 20th or I don't know 21st say we'll have. So probably by end of April we'll be done with all our second internals. End of April. I don't know when prelims are. Prelims should be in July, I guess. Okay, nice. Which college are you in, Ritika? Ischiorectal, bony pelvis, micronuts, soft parts. ठीक है. And our final unis are in, you're also Maharashtra board, no? Huh? So in MUHS, so we have a 9th, exactly 6 months from now, we have finals. First unis will be in 6 months, which is very less. That's it. And, yeah, September 9th, I think. The dates came once. At which age you found? I decided probably by like 9th, but I didn't start anything for NEET. NEET I properly started in 11th only. So anat embryo, micronat, PSM, SG, which I will miss. Okay, better revise and go bony pelvis and ischiorectal fossa. So I'll get up at 4:30. I think PSM ke liye you need to read something and go. Hi, sit. I'll just check. Okay then, chalo. I will think my mom is also calling, probably Aarti ke liye. So I'll end, then I'll plan. I'll probably sleep immediately. Then I'll plan in the morning. ठीक है then, bye.